Look, I see matches in the kingdom. I see hunters slaying demons. I see fire on this earth coming down like Hiroshima. I see prophets rising up, prophesying scriptures cut. I see Christ, he coming back, and he black, he look like us. I see it, I see it, I see it.
We are not a hate group. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Welcome to another edition of Precept Upon Precept. We are your hosts. My name is Captain Shem.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Malachi.
And like we start every show, please go to our YouTube page to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and also there's a QR code. It's very important you do that for the feedback for all IUIC shows and radio shows. Click on the QR code. A lot of people still don't realize this. If you ever take your camera out and you just hit the camera button, it forms a box around the QR code, right? It's okay. And then when it goes around the QR code, it pulls up a link. You hit that link, and then it gives you a survey. A lot of people 50 and older, you have no idea what we're doing. The QR code, take your phone out, aim the camera at the doggone box in the screen. It will scan it from the camera and hit the link, and I'll explain it later. So with that, let's go to Officer Malachi filling in for Officer Micah with the Watchman Report. Take it away, Officer Malachi.
All right, Shalom Israel. I'm filling in for the mighty Officer Micah. Give me those articles. All right, Biden administration to impose major sanctions to hold Russia accountable for Navalny's debt. All right, next slide. Polish farmers block Ukraine border and grain row. All right. Intense burst of rain threaten flooding and landslides in LA area as a storm hands California its final soaking. Chiefs Super Bowl rally shooting started because someone was looking at someone else. Just major hatred, all right? AT&T cellular service restored after a day-long outage. Cause still unknown, all right? Alleged shooter at Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl, the one we were just talking about. Celebration told police he was just being stupid. All right. So that concludes the Watchman Report. Stay tuned.
Hey, Israel, welcome back to Precept Upon Precept. It's the late show. Y'all stay with us. Get your caffeine shot, get your coffee, get what you need to get, and hang out with us, all right? We always go to, after the Watchman Report, we have a thumbnail that Officer Mikael creates for the show, and this is actually a continuation of what we've been covering for the last two shows.
So as you can see, we still talking about Esau's flock being divided, and we still talking about these farmers striking, and it's continuing. You're going to start seeing their outrage and their frustration as you see them just, attacking governments throughout the UK. And
right. Also, Mickey, I think, and I don't know if you did this on purpose, but there is some meaning behind this, because that looks like the Capitol building in the U.S.
Yes,
It may or may not be. However, all of their frustration in Europe, it is stemming from the White House and the U.S. government, because the White House runs NATO and runs the EU. Okay, so tonight we're going to look more at the frustration. All praise to the Most High. So let's get right back. Let's start with article. I think I want to start with 2. What does 2 say, guys? You know what? Let's do that. Let's show you what's going on. It is still going on. I think this one is, hold up. Did you number them? Okay, that's okay. All right, let me just scroll down. I thought you numbered them. Yeah, you did number. Okay, my bad. This is Spain. Go to number 2. This is Spain, guys. All right, this is Spain. Now, real quick, I want to show you something. So, we want to show you something. This is, I believe, this is Madrid. This is taking place, if we all look at the upper left-hand corner. This is not 6 months ago. This is not last week. This is yesterday, right? Am I going crazy? Yeah. This is Madrid, Spain. Real quick, tech nerds, hit Madrid, Spain, population. Bring it up in Wikipedia. Madrid, Spain is a huge city. These protests are not taking place in a little 3,000 square town with 37 people. This is Madrid, Spain, a huge city, and look at how many people are situated in the downtown area near the official buildings. Can we get that? I just threw the tech team a giant curveball. Now, wait a minute. I didn't realize it was this big. In 2024, the population of Madrid is almost 7 million people. How do we qualify that to compare? Well, New York City has 8 million people. LA is the next largest with, I think, 4. So if Madrid was a city in the U.S., it would be the second largest city, only to New York City. This is an absolute major happening, and it's being covered very little in this country. So keep in mind, we're in a city of almost 7 million people. 2024, this is basically yesterday morning. And these are farmers from throughout the country of Spain. Pull a map of Spain. Show you how big it is. It's a giant country. It's not as big as the U.S., but look. 2 of our tech guys are fat. Just, I'll be honest with you. And the rip ones are faster. Actually, Akim is a former lard ass. He's back to being lard head again. All right. I'm the rude one. Sisters, I'm the rude one. It is what it is. Okay? All right, look, do me a favor. Get me Matthew 24. While we wait. There's a song that in high school, it was, it's the end of the world and you know it. It was a Edomite songs. But we're living in a time, it is the end of the world as we know it. Okay? And we're going to show you. Read.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 3.
Let's go to number 6 of Malachi.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Right now, there was a war nearly in Kazakhstan. There's a major war that's going into year 2 in the Ukraine with Russia. That's a major war. Remember last week when the war first started, 9 million people came from the Ukraine to Poland. We showed you that. This is a war of huge proportions. Read on.
See that ye be not troubled.
Because what happens is you get a lot of black people, Hispanics, who are Democrats, who are affiliated with the Republican Party, who put their trust in the system. They're really worried right now. Oh my gosh, what happens if Trump doesn't get in office, if Biden doesn't get reelected? They truly put their trust in men and not of the Lord. The Israelites, us here, we're not worried about what's going to happen. We're not afraid. Matter of fact, we want Trump enough. We want this thing to pop off. it's going to pop off. What the hell is on? Read on. Go ahead, Officer Matt.
I think Trump gonna win simply because he just came out with some sneakers.
Yes. Yes.
He came out with some sneakers. Negroes gonna buy it and vote for him.
Yep.
Hey, Trump is, I'm going to tell you something. That guy is probably the best natural speaker, and he takes advantage of the situation. So look, if you look at this giant peninsula here, it actually is a peninsula. The Strait of Gibraltar is, other than, I think, two other, it's the narrowest strait, other than, I think there's another strait near the Persian Gulf. Anyways, so that's a giant, the Iberian Peninsula. Portugal is all the way to the west. The entire rest of it is Spain. So everywhere you see outside of Portugal is Spain. Madrid is actually, I thought I just saw it.
Right there in the middle.
Where in the, okay. So Madrid is situated right there in the star. And we just proved to you that there's almost 7 million people in the greater Madrid area. Now, why are we going to this map? Because not everybody from the tractors and the farmers just came from Madrid. They came from Guadalajara. They came from Cuenca. They came from Zaragoza. They came from all over Spain in their tractors, getting 7 miles an hour, doggone gallon, to go to Madrid. So that is showing you what's going on when we look at this video. Why? We looked at the map. They're coming from hundreds of miles away, all across these different areas to descend, if you will, to Madrid, the capital, to make a stand. And this is not being covered in the mainstream. It gets very little play, and this has happened for almost 4 weeks now. All right? So that's a little backdrop. All right? Play.
Farmers drove hundreds of tractors in the Spanish capital on Wednesday.
So, Gabe, if you can, right? So I had our resident tech guru, Officer Gabe, who is only 65 pounds overweight. Gabe, can you pull up the tractors? Remember that thing you got us?
Hey, while he getting that cap,
Yes, sir.
I was looking, when you said earlier, nobody in the States is covering this. So I looked on CNN to see what are they covering.
Right.
First U.S. craft lands on the moon in 50 years. A commercial vehicle ran into last-minute issues with their navigation system. Some guy owes another guy $5 million because he got debunked. The FBI is doing some sort of scandal. The Bidens are at the center of arresting somebody because they said something bad about them. Nobody's talking about the fact that the whole European farming institution has turned against its government.
Yes. And it's to the point where, and a lot of us didn't realize that some of these European cities are just, they're huge metropolitan areas. Now, why are we going to the tractor? I want, Gabe, if you can, I'd like to get 9 and then 10. So when we showed you the map of Spain, and we're showing you the Madrid, and hundreds of tractors are coming from throughout Spain. Well, you got to think logistically. What does it cost a farmer just to protest? What would it cost him in fuel? What does it cost him in time? So Gabe, the resident Lardback tech nerd, actually pulled it up. Number 9. So I'll start here. So scroll up just a little bit, please. Okay. So this is basically, it's a U.S. version. We just want to research. This is written October 10, 2023, about a tractor. I want you to scroll down a little bit. I read most of it. I want you to look at, so it's basically about horsepower. Less than 40 horsepower is like something you might have at the house, right? Or a small farm. But if you get to the, let's go to 100 to 174. Sorry. So, utility tractors, I'll read it. And larger agriculture or row crop tractors fall in this category. So, scroll up a little bit. So the tractors, I'm in down. Yeah. So tractors ranging from 40 to 99. These includes compact tractors, compact utility, and utility. These so this right here, they range from $6,000 to $90,000, right? Mm-hmm. Most agricultural tractors are 100 or more horsepower, right? Let's Malachi, forgive him. He's from the West Bank of New Orleans, and he's a real smart guy, but his reading is not the best at all. Okay, we're in the deep South, y'all. Read.
I got you, Cap. Tractors with less than 40 horsepower.
No, let's do the
next one.
Yeah.
Tractors ranging from 40 to 99 horsepower. This category includes compact tractors, compact utility tractors, and utility tractors. These tractors are capable of handling larger implements and tougher tasks. Tractors in this horsepower range can cost anywhere from $6,000 to over $90,000, depending on the model and brand.
Now, it didn't use the word agriculture, so when we read the next two, these are the heavy-duty tractors. Let's go ahead and read.
Tractors with 100 to 174 horsepower. Utility tractors and larger agriculture or row crop tractors fall in this category.
Meaning when you plant a lot of rows, you need a tractor that can have attachments that can help you to process and to plant your crops. So a lot of these tractors that they drove to Madrid fall in these categories. Now, play on, read on.
These machines can handle the most challenging task on the toughest terrains. You can expect to pay anywhere from $10,000 to over $200,000, depending on the model and its age.
Now, now some of the larger farms would be the next category. And why I don't expect you to memorize all this, y'all, but you got to understand that these tractors cost a lot of money, and they cost a lot of money in fuel to drive. Okay. So Michael brought it out. He grew up on the farm. He brought that up last couple shows. Okay, read on.
Tractors with 175 to 299 horsepower. Tractors in this range are usually found on large industrial sites and major agricultural properties.
So they're probably not driving this tractor to Madrid, but the point is that they're very, very expensive, and they run on diesel. They're not electric tractors, okay? So let's go to number 10, Officer Gabe. Gabe took the time to look this up.
So if you're spending $200,000 on a tractor, and you need to maintain that, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm quite sure they're not paying all of that up front. They're not just gonna go ahead and give me that tractor. I'm gonna pay you all $200,000. So they got not just bills for themselves, you know, how they're gonna feed their families, but also to maintain their industry. $200,000 for a tractor. Then you got seeds. Then you got pesticides. Then you got whatever it is that you have to create in order for your farm to run properly. That's a lot of money right there.
Hey, to Officer Matt's point, I'm glad, and I was going to save this, but it's a perfect segue. I click on that. Can you click on the screenshot? That is the second. It's right before your maps, Gabe. And I clicked our agricultural diesel solutions. I clicked on that, and I want to read. I don't see it. Okay, perfect. Now, Officer Matt said, hey, it's not just the cost of the tractor. Watch this. If you scroll down, a little bit scroll down. I mean, make the thing go up, I guess.
The other way.
Yeah, the other way. Okay. There's a part when it says, hold up, it says, our agricultural diesel solutions.
You keep on going.
There we go. Okay, this is it. So now, let's go ahead and read when your okay, start with that.
Our agricultural diesel solutions. When your agribusiness depends on heavy, adequate fuel to run your farm equipment, you need a partner that can deliver the agricultural fuel solutions. You depend on your livelihood.
So without the fuel, these tractors, these heavy machines, they're absolutely obsolete. So this is why the magnitude of what we're trying to show you is if you have hundreds of tractors that are driving to the capital of Spain, they are losing so much money, not only in the fuel to get there and back, but the time lost and what they should have been doing in preparing their lands. Read on.
Because if you run out of fuel for even a couple of hours.
Stop. This is the whole point. Read that again, Officer Malachi.
Because if you run out of fuel for even a couple of hours.
So fuel is absolutely integral for the farmer. Why? If me and you got 2 raised beds and 10 raised beds and we're feeding our families, you don't need a tractor. You can plant, back to Eden Gardens, come out, you got 5 fruit trees you pick by hand, but that's for you and your family. When you're a farmer, you're producing hundreds and thousands of pounds of food. You need heavy machinery to help you with harvesting and planting. If your fuel goes out for even a couple of hours, it affects your whole farm. These guys and some ladies are driving their tractors. They're doing it to make a stand. They get next to nothing per gallon. They're wasting thousands of dollars per tractor in time and fuel because they believe in what the hell they're talking. They're being oppressed, man. And it's going to get, you're looking at the beginning stages of a revolution in Europe. It's happening right now. And they're talking about stupid stuff like Joe Biden's, what his sons did 3 years ago, and stupid things that are completely meaningless in the United States. Okay?
Hey, Cap.
Yes, sir.
Richard Pryor told a joke that he drove a tractor from Tupelo, Mississippi to Peoria, Illinois. I just looked that up. That's 530 miles. You got people actually driving that far protesting.
Yeah.
So that shows you how upset they are with the government.
Hey, pull up the map of Spain. I like that point. If we were to just say we're a family of 5 and we live in northern Spain. Can you pull up the map? Let's say we live in Lugo, right? So Lugo is the top left, right? And we want to get in a regular, Audi wagon or what the hell they have over there, BMW, and we take the family from Lugo to Madrid. Maybe it's a 4-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour drive. And we're going to use quite a bit of money on gas doing a round trip just for the family. Now take the miles per gallon and divide that by, say, 5. So the money it costs you to go 20 miles a gallon, 25 miles a gallon, you may be getting 5 miles a gallon for a tractor. And you're not going fast. You might be going 20 miles an hour. That's a serious sacrifice of time, money, and patience. And when you get there, guess what? You can't lead it. You got to drive the tractor all the way the hell back. These people are serious. These people, you're seeing the stages. It's like the French Revolution. It's starting all over again. This is how it's going to happen in Revelation 17. Let's get that, Rick. We covered it last week.
Hey, Cap, while we're getting
Yes.
that, it shows you that this is calculated. Because the whole while they're doing this, they're saying no funding, no food. So they understand the time that they're taking to drive and the sacrifice they're making to run out of fuel. Is they understand that how hard it's going to hit the government and the country they're in.
Let's qualify what you just said. They just said in the article, if they go without fuel for a couple of hours, they got a problem. They're not getting back in one day. They're taking days to drive the tractor, and maybe it's the farmhand. Maybe they have another tractor back in the rear. The point is, they're still losing a lot. And it's the knowledgeable farmer that's driving that tractor. You're not just going to send, some stranger. That's a very expensive piece of equipment. And that takes days to get there. Do what you got to do, and then days to get back because you got to get your tractor back. And all of the wear and tear on all those miles on the highway, all of the fuel costs you lose, and they're not doing it just in Madrid. They're doing all across Europe, and there are thousands of these farmers and tractors doing it. And we covered, did you pull up the list of all the countries? Okay. Yes. Beautiful.
What size gas tank does a farm tractor have?
Yes.
Most all farm equipment uses diesel.
Wait, read it again.
Most all farm equipment uses diesel.
So when it says for most all farm, let's just put a ratio on it. Let's say, or percentage. Let's say 98%. I think that's fair to say. You're trying to set a standard called the green standard, which eliminates 50% of basic diesel pieces of equipment. That's ludicrous. It's insane. It's insane. Okay? Read again.
Most all farm equipment uses diesel. Combines, harvesters,
Combines.
harvesters, tractors, etc.
So there's many different styles of equipment, not just tractors, that mostly all depend on diesel. Read on.
The size of the fuel tanks on this equipment ranges from 150 to 300 gallons for the large equipment.
So the large equipment, so you got to figure, a large tractor, let's go on the low end. A large tractor could have up to 300 gallons. And if they're getting 5 to 7 miles per gallon and they got to travel hundreds of miles in the tractor, you do the math and multiply that by the price of a gallon of diesel. It is phenomenal, the amount of money that they're losing right now, all right? And now, small equipment like utility tractors, they may have 50 to 75 gallons. I'm going to show you something. My truck, I got a little truck. It's only 20 gallons, right? When I fill up with, it's like $70. No one in this room probably has a 50-gallon tank. 50 gallons of diesel to fill up, you could do the math. Diesel is about $5 down here, $4 down here. So 4 times, say 50. You're talking about $200 just to fill up a small diesel truck. In some places, like out in Cali, diesel's $8 a gallon. We live in the deep south where diesel is extremely cheap down here, okay? Other places, it's close to $10 an hour, or $10 a gallon. So let's, for example, multiply $6.30 by 300 gallons. And that's the high end of the tractors. What does that cost the farmer to fill up? So so if it was 150, would split it, it'd be $900 to fill up. Think about this. If he's going 100 some odd miles, that whole full tank does not even get him there and back. You got to see what's going. This is millions of dollars of fuel that these farmers are sacrificing by going to protest. This should be on every nightly news station, because this is going to cause, part of it is going to cause World War III. Okay?
Hey, Cap, I just thought about it. So I know we're going to touch on it, and we touched on it last week. Different countries are doing the same thing. All of these farmers from different countries, they don't speak the same language.
Correct.
But they all on one accord.
That's right.
To go to the government buildings in their farm equipment and either dump all of the wine, spray them with manure, protest, set tires on fire, whatever the case may be. They are all on one accord to drive to these municipality buildings, these government buildings, and set stuff off because they're upset because they're pulling the funding from their industry.
And meanwhile, the United States is oblivious because they're worried about Beyonce making a country music album.
Damn.
And they actually talk about that on major news.
Yeah.
They actually give that airplay.
Damn.
You got people in Europe that's willing to fight for their livelihood. Now, we talked about in the book of Revelation, chapter 17. Let's start at verse 1. And keep me on track time-wise, please.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 1.
So let's start first with verse 2.
Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine.
Revelation 17 is talking about the great whore, Babylon the Great. How were the kings of the earth made drunk with the whore? Why? All of their policies, their beliefs, and the proof is, how the hell do you have almost all the countries in NATO are in Europe, and the only two that are not are the United States and Canada. And where does all the policies stem from? The United States of America. That proves that the kings of the earth, who's the king? Do you think the people in Chad are the kings of the earth? Nope. It's France, Spain. Those are the other kings of the earth. Read it again.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
So does that mean that each president, the guy in France, the guy in Germany, they're all going having sex with Biden? No. It's talking about the policy. Do you ever say there's a sweetheart deal? She's in bed with this. It's all hip talk for it's the policy. If you rock with America, they back you up. And Trump is like, wait a minute, hold up. How is it that y'all are over there? The U.S. gives more money to the Ukraine than all of the European countries together. Trump's a smart businessman. He's like, this is what's going to happen. If you're in NATO, you don't pay, we don't protect. You're not paying, you don't protect. Trump is saying that out loud, and the European Union leaders are going crazy because most are going to use Trump. He may get I think he's going to get elected. He's going to put pressure on an already volatile situation in Europe. Why? Because before the Ukraine war started, they was beefing with, they didn't want the war to come. When the war came, they blew the Nord Stream pipeline. Gas, commodities, and everything went up. We did show after show after show. The European countries are hurting. This is the culmination of what happened at the beginning of that war. High prices, no more cheap Russian oil. Now you got farmers doing something that is crazy. In every Czechoslovakia, Poland, even up in Finland, Italy, Spain. You got the list?
Hey, Cap.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that until you said no more cheap Russian oil. Do you understand how much oil those tractors take, and they're burning oil to drive them that far too? It's not just the gas.
They take a lot more quarts of oil than your traditional car or truck.
I know a diesel pickup truck takes about 16 quarts of oil.
Damn.
Just a regular diesel pickup truck, like a Dodge 2500, they get 16 quarts of oil. So imagine a tractor.
Y'all got to see that. And these are just the tractors that are going. All the other farm equipment, like we just pulled up, like the harvesters and things like that are even larger, they use diesel as well. So we're talking about hundreds of farms in each of these countries at risk of going under. And like Mikael said, no food. What they say? No
funding, no food.
No funding, no food. Okay. Yes.
Which countries have seen farmers protest in recent times? Across the world, agriculture is turning into a key battleground. The people in power are trying to tame farmers while opponents are trying to harness their anger.
All right.
This has become the latest skirmish in a wild...
Yeah. So, and for the purpose of this show, right, India has the largest population. It just passed China. India is just recent. We're not concerned with India quite yet. So we got Spain, Italy, Belgium, Poland, Lithuania. Those are from Greater Europe. But there's a lot. Do you have a list or no? Okay. So Belgium. Brussels, Belgium, we covered that. Look at the picture of Belgium, and they are downtown. They are in the center of the capital area. They're burning tires. Look at all the tractors. Okay, let's scroll down.
France. Farmers in France, the EU's biggest agriculture producer.
Now, I did not know that. I thought it was Germany.
Damn.
France is the largest. It's self-explanatory. Look at all the tractors stopping roads. And France is a huge country when you look at the map. So France is the largest. They're doing in France. They're doing in Belgium. They're doing in Poland. Scroll down.
Greece. Farmers in Greece are also protesting over high production costs.
So Officer Matt made a good point, and it probably jumped over most of your heads. They're doing the same exact thing in Greece. And they're speaking a different language than Italy, a different language than Denmark, a different language than France. Do you think they're all on a telegram like, hey, we're getting rid? No, they're all coming to the understanding we got to do something about it. They're all coordinating together as farmers in the farmers market, the farmers unions, and they're doing the same exact. Now, of course, they're seeing each other in the news and they're being inspired by that. It's going on everywhere. If this were to happen in New Orleans, it would make news crazy. If this were to happen in New York City, it would make world news. The U.S. purposely does not want us to, especially during an election year, they do not want you to see the turmoil that's going across the entire European continent. Scroll down.
Germany. German farmers kicked off a week of nationwide protest against subsidy cuts in January 2024.
And that's what Mikhail was mentioning. No funding, no food. Because remember, we talked about 2 weeks ago, 1/3 of all of the EU's budget goes to the agricultural industry. That's huge. It's subsidies. Subsidies are monies you do not have to pay back. Loans you have to pay back, and grants you do not have to pay back. Let's look at
Italy.
Italy. Farmers have been peacefully protesting in Italy, expressing their discontent.
Now, those are probably...
Look at the sign.
Yep, I was going to point that out.
No farmers, no
Yes, sir.
food, no future.
So now, remember. We're going to go back to Madrid in a minute. Let's look at this.
India. The Delhi Tralai protest is being staged to demand a legal guarantee to MSP for all crops.
So now, for the purpose of the show, we're not concerned with India. However, India is going to play a big role going forward. Why? Because in India, they have the largest population in the whole world, out of all countries. And in time, you're going to see that India, there's going to be major issues when other countries start coming on board. Right now, we're dealing with Europe. Read on.
Poland. In Poland, farmers have been particularly vocal about the impact of cheap food imports from Ukraine.
So remember, last week we showed you that they were blocking borders. We showed you how Poland was open arms and we love the Ukrainian, we love you. And then all of a sudden, when they start taking their resources and now replacing Ukrainian grain for Polish grain and other European countries, now they're stopping trade from going in and out the country. And furthermore, I have another article later on that they're also doing something else in Poland, all right?
And Cap,
Yes, sir.
Poland is part of the coalition forces of the United States. So whenever the United States goes to war, they are used. Poland is used to set up bases, to start putting order in whatever policies the U.S. wants to implement in whatever area. Poland is a part of that.
So Poland is, basically, they have to be subject to what the United States does and says. So, look, and that's a highway. That's a major highway in the city, okay? And there, look at them. Those are probably 40 to 99 horsepower tractors or more. They're not able to go fast. And just in that small screenshot there's probably what? Let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably 25 tractors right there. This one picture. We're not looking in front. We're not looking in back. We're not looking a half a mile down the road. This is in Spain, what we just showed you.
Yeah, it's about 20.
Okay. Now, go back to the video, please. Thank you for this. I needed that. Thank you. Hey, this is the Late Show, y'all. Hey, listen. Okay, we appreciate y'all hanging with us, all right? So, again, this is global news. And this is in Madrid, Spain, with almost 7 million people. This happened yesterday, and let's go ahead and play that.
Madrid, Spain, February 21st,
Madrid.
2024. Farmers drove hundreds of tractors into the Spanish capital on Wednesday.
Look at the streets. Look, and you could tell it looks like some sort of ancient Greek, like a column. I forget what the hell they call it.
Hey, move the picture in picture so we can see what he's pointing to.
That looks like an arc of triumph. They have one in New York.
Yeah.
So the point is, we're showing you that they're coming. Hundreds of tractors are coming from throughout the whole country of Spain, and their showdown is the capital city. They're making their voices heard. They're honking horns. You got the guys in the vests. There's a whole bunch of police and security there to try to calm the situation down. Now, something's about to happen.
Hey, I would be mad too. I mean, you giving how many millions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, and you can't help us out. We're feeding you.
Bro,
you want to leave us out in the cold?
They're giving. That's why Trump is so heated, and that's why a lot of these Republicans, because not that we care either way, but the European Union should be given much more than the U.S., and the U.S. is given so much more, and that's why Trump's like, listen, you're part of NATO. If someone messes with you, we protect you. He says, if you don't, you got to pay. He said, you got to pay to play. So if you don't want to pay up, we're not going to protect you. And Trump is dead serious. Real quick, pause that. Go Revelation. We were reading that.
Revelations chapter 17 and verse 2.
Yes.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness.
So we just want to show you that this is talking about, read verse 5.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
So wait a minute. Just a process of elimination for y'all, right? This is not talking about ancient Babylon, because John was writing this in the Roman captivity. So how, let's just think, those of you who might be watching for the first time, how is this talking about Babylon that was hundreds of years before? Prophetically, this is the United States of America. Proof. Is it talking about Iraq? No. Iraq has no power. This is talking about Babylon the Great, the United States of America. Now, let's go to the verse. We get to the point. Verse. Let me see. Hate the whore. Is it 17 or 16? Let me look at it.
That's 16. You want 16?
Yeah, read 16.
Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon.
Stop. Read it again.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
So Bishop Nathaniel has been covering this for years. And he talked about it just last Sabbath. NATO and the EU are the 10 horns. NATO is the what side? That's the enforcer militarily. What is the EU? That's the political and banking or financial portion. Together they make up the 10 horns. Some people call it the 10 common markets, right? And Bishop's board, they have added and they add more members, but the main 10, all right? Now, watch the next part. This is the key. This is the time that we're building to right now. Read on.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Now, why does it say upon the beast? Why? Because all of them together, right now, they're not divided. The 10 horns and the great whore, they are together right now. But watch what's going to happen. Read on.
These shall hate the whore.
Wait a minute. So these together, these shall hate the whore. What is going to make NATO and the European Union hate Babylon the Great? But wait a minute. Babylon the Great is in NATO and runs NATO, because we're seeing it right now. They are so damn greedy and tyrannically just naive to think that no one will turn on them. When you blew their source of cheap fuel and oil, they crippled the European economy. And guess what? We're not struggling in the U.S. like they're struggling over there. We're not having mass protests like they're over there. The European people, right before the war started, they were against it. They were saying in their own language, NATO gotta go. NATO gotta go. And we saw hundreds of thousands of people. Once the war started, it slowly started, and here we are, to the point where these European people are starting to hate the United States of America. It's subtle, but and they realize it's coming from over there. And then with Trump, with the most I put in Trump's spirit, he's like, You want protection? You got to pay. What are they going to pay? They're already struggling. Where is their government's going to get the money? They're going to tax them more? It's going to cause a rough, a breaking apart, a division of the house of Esau to the point where they're going to go to war. Europe is going to go fight this place over here. And we're seeing it right now. We're seeing it right before your eyes. Yes, read on.
Shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh,
Yep.
and burn her with fire.
So how would the Europeans in NATO burn the great whore with fire? Are they going to light a match? Are they going to throw a rock with fire, like a Molotov cocktail? What could make Babylon the Great burn with fire? That's talking about thermonuclear missile, and the Lord going to make all that happen. And America, you're not going to recognize it no more. The smoke, the luminiferous smoke, no one's going to recognize it. Right. So we're going through these times right now. Go back to the video, and then we're going to go to Officer Mikhail with the... Those of you who don't like politics in other countries, you're not going to like this show, all right? Play. Damn!
Police said 500 tractors were allowed to enter
Madrid.
Though over 100 more were turned away.
So 500 tractors. Now, this is what they tell you. They said over 100 more were turned away. But what were they not telling us? There could be 1,100 tractors that showed up. We don't. They just trying to minimize that. We're talking. Look at how big this city is. Almost 7 million people. These people are ready to die for what they believe. These new green tariffs. When we get back for the break, we'll come back with Officer Mikhail and Kingdom Music with Officer Matt. We're going to show you this green deal and what it means and what they're trying to get to, and how if this thing passes, you're not going to have small farms. You're not going to have medium size. You're going to have big corporate-owned industrial farms, and I'm telling you, by the time that happens, we're going to see World War III.
We can't slide by the fact that they said a lot. Go bring the picture back up. They said 500 tractors were allowed to enter.
Right.
Yep.
Nah, you had no choice. It was in your best interest to allow 500 tractors in because you were surrounded by thousands of tractors of farmers. Hundreds, more than that. You say, like you said, Cap. They say over 100 was turned away. Over 100 can mean anything. Over 100 can mean 1,000 more. Over 100 can mean 800 more. Right. Over 100 can mean 2,000 more. We don't know. Exactly. They never give an exact thing, but it wasn't like, oh, we're going to allow y'all, but the rest of y'all stay over here. No, y'all had no choice.
Right.
The word allow is damage control, because what happens more than likely is by the time they get their police force in action, those 500 tractors were already there. So once they caught up to the situation, they stopped everybody else from coming in.
Real quick, before we go to break, I want you to pull up the maps, Gabe. Pull up the maps. And then we're going to go to break Bible verses, which is Officer Mikhail. Then we go to our break in Kingdom Music. So that's going to stick around, y'all. All of them. Matter of fact, make it easier. Go to the Europe maps. Go to Europe maps. So, this is the perfect one. So, when we look at the red to the right, you look at Russia, right? Why do we want to look at Russia? Because the Nord Stream pipeline went from, I believe, St. Petersburg, somewhere up in that area, through the Baltic Sea, which Smoke and Joe, we last week said, if Putin attacks Ukraine, we're going to take... And then the reporter said, what do you mean? Well, how would that be done? And he said, trust me, it's not going to be there. Meaning, and he did. The United States blew it up. So now, and that went from kind of near Finland area, right? Underwater, because we saw the methane gas blow up, and it went a streamline to Germany, which is the the largest economy in Europe. And we found out earlier, which I did not know, that France is the largest agricultural production, right? So why am I going here? France, it started in France and Germany, okay? Then it went up to Ireland. Go up. Ireland is north. Go down. We just showed you Spain and Portugal last week. Scroll over. No, go to Italy. Italy, they had them in Italy, all right? Scroll up to Germany. Go to Germany. It was in Germany. It was in the Netherlands. And it was in Belgium, which is the purple country right there. It was in Denmark. Go up to the brown. Looks like a little finger that comes up. It was, now we just talked about Poland. Poland, later on, I'm going to show you something else. Poland and the borders, the biggest border is Romania and Poland. Look at the border. That's where the war is going on right now. And Poland has a beef with the Ukraine. Go down to Romania. It's happening in Romania. Go down to Bulgaria. It's happening in Bulgaria. Go down to Greece. It's the only places I have not heard. Go up to Hungary. Straight up. Go to Czech Republic. Purple. It's happening there. And these are all places we've covered. Go to Austria. The only countries I've not seen is, I believe, Belarus too. Go to Belarus, purple, above Ukraine. Yes, Lithuania as well. And actually, Finland. So the only countries we haven't seen is like Switzerland and other. And the reason why some of these smaller countries don't do that, because they get their farm products from the surrounding countries. So the vast majority of Europe, right, is being crippled right now. And guess what? Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, the United Kingdom, last week they had in the UK, which is London, Birmingham, Mandeville. That's basic. They call it Britain, Great Britain. They call it England, right? That as well. So almost every single country is being affected. So when you see these videos, this is happening everywhere. Just for those of you who maybe don't really get into geography, you got to check out a map every once in a while. And guess what? To the right, Russia, before this whole crap, guess what? This all started with Kazakhstan. We did shows on it about 2 years ago. When they did a trial run with Kazakhstan. You can't see it on the map. And once that started, we started to see a lot of protests in Europe with teachers union, with transportation union, because they knew something was coming. And then what happened is they tried it in Ukraine, and that's how we became in war, all right?
I think it's funny that Russia's been kind of quiet throughout this whole thing, Cap.
Putin, his main thing is, he's like, look, your NATO stuff is garbage. He said, you take one step further, and they took, and he held them true to his word. And Putin said, by the way, Putin could blow up all these countries over here. He just wants what he said, no more further encroachment by NATO. But it goes back to when we read in the book of Romans. The Pharaoh of this world today is the United States of America. The Most High is, and also the Pharaoh is Netanyahu in Israel. The Most High is allowing these Edomites to go so far in their egregious and hateful acts, it's going to lead to Armageddon. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing anybody can do. You can't vote your way. You can't pray your way. You can't. The Lord got to make a whole bunch of things happen. So with that, brothers and sisters, stay with us. Late show, get your caffeine. Stick around for Officer Mikael and the Bible verses. Shalom.
The streets to bring it out, they don't like that. No count, we ain't lying, we ain't fly, yeah. A roaring lion crouching down, they don't like that. The tribe of Judah, watch us do this, we gon' fight back. Yeah, your pastor know we lied, talking about he know the scriptures like a...
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High Christ blessed. It's your brother Officer Mikael, and this is the Bible verses. And what we gonna verse today? Mardi Gras. Go ahead, play that video for me.
Season over, people in the Trinity Gardens community wanted to let the good times roll one last time. The annual Trinity Gardens Mardi Gras parade rolled through earlier this morning. Thousands of revelers looked to catch all kinds of throws like beads, moon pies, toilet paper, and even, get this, TVs. Now, according to MPD, 33,924 people attended this parade, and police responded to 6 complaints, while 2 vehicles were towed.
Hey, so guess what y'all didn't see at this parade? And they said they talked about 6 incidents. Now, what I want you to get before we get there, because they talked about, you know, they want to have Mardi Gras and let the good times roll and whatnot and have a party. But, you know, when the prophets come out, they think it's strange that we out there. So give me 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3 and 4.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excessive wine, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
So they were speaking evil of us while we were out there correcting them and showing them the wickedness of their ways. And they thought it was strange that we wasn't out there doing the same things. In fact, somebody on one of the floats said to the prophets, don't act like y'all ain't out here trying to smash something. And it was pointed out that everybody that was out there in purple and gold was married. But watch this. Watch these next videos. Let's see what really happened at the Mardi Gras. Because they showed y'all they were throwing moon pies and TVs and everybody was having fun. That's what they showed you on the news. But let's see what really happened. Next video.
Soraya be jamming.
Lord, how long?
How long, how long, how long, how long?
Lord, how long? How long we gonna suffer?
Pause it real quick. That young man caught a bullet at Mardi Gras. Who knew they was throwing bullets at Mardi Gras? That young man caught a bullet. Play on.
We gon' struggle. How long till we get it right? 'Cause ain't no easy does it. How long till
They didn't show this on the news. That sea of purple and gold. That sea of purple and gold, that army of God that Ezekiel saw. They ain't show that on the news.
How long till we get it right? 'Cause ain't no easy does it. How long till you judge me?
And a lot of you not listening right now. You act like you're not listening, but you being sealed. Right now, you being sealed with the word of God. On the day of judgment, you can't say, I ain't never heard that, Lord. I ain't never heard that I was an Israelite. Did nobody ever tell me you was black? Did nobody ever tell me I wasn't supposed to be celebrating Mardi Gras? You got it today.
Next video. Keep them rolling. Next video.
Israelites. Israelites. Israelites.
Soraya be jamming. Yeah. To the blood. Look. They see we woke, we got that call, now we involved. We cry loud, hear our voices jump out the wall. Boots on the ground, you see us coming through these streets. On me a God, if you hatin', take a seat. They see we woke, we got that call, now we involved. We cry loud, hear our voices jump out the wall. Boots on the ground, you see us coming through these streets. On me a God, if you hatin', take a seat. Just did a blitz in New York at the bar.
But these men right here is putting their lives on the lines for y'all. We out here, we reading the Bible, thus saith the Lord. We ain't adding our own words to it. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Yes, we are the Israelites. Israelites.
Soraya be jamming. Yeah. Let go. Yeah. Look. Hey, talking cheap. This walk right here, we walk ain't for the weak. The kingdom ain't for free, it's for the meat. All I need is a limit, don't need no meat. They prophecies, they coming up, you know it's gon' get deep. When you step in the Lord house, you better watch your feet. Don't wait the
It's all repeat. The prophets of God, yeah, we ain't war. Persecution, standing bold. That's just how it goes. We can't vote. We just let them know what's in the go. Yeah, they blind. They done lost their mind. Thank God for this time. When affliction get their healing. What time is it? Who am I? Who am I? Cloud drop. Cloud drop. Cloud drop.
Hey, all praises to the Most High. Shout out to all the men that put their life on the line to go out there and cast down the wickedness of Mardi Gras. They got a saying in Mobile that they say it's about murder, money, and Mardi Gras. We cast down all that wickedness out there because we the prophets of God, and this has been the Bible verses, Mardi Gras. Shalom, Most High in Christ bless y'all.
The streets to bring it out, they don't like that. No doubt, we ain't lying, we ain't fly, yeah. A roaring lion crouching down, they don't like that. The tribe of Judah, watch us do this, we gon' fight back. Yeah, your pastor know we lied.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. My name is Captain Shem, IUIC New Orleans. Help us to grow. YouTube page, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell notification. And now it's even easier, y'all.
Hey, and also part of New Orleans camp, we got the community cleanups, cleaning up our neighborhood one at a time.
What y'all waiting for? Subscribe.
What are you waiting for? Subscribe! Have a good vibe. There's so much wrong going on in the world, but somehow we keep it all smile.
Subscribe and follow us on all social media accounts. We got TikTok, we got Twitter, we got Rumble, and YouTube. Make sure y'all follow IUIC New Orleans. Shalom.
Hey, also, we got flyer missions every day and also camp videos. Check us out, IUIC New Orleans.
So remember, go to our YouTube page, subscribe, like, share, and don't forget the QR code. When the QR code comes out, don't forget to take your phone out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why isn't it done? Shalom, Israel.
Just to have a good time, that's what we say. All praises to the Most High. All praises.
You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Going in, going all in. Going all in. I'm going in, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in.
Shalom, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. All right. Thank you for your time. Scan that QR code.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's the dream team. Let's go.
Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Yeah, I just moved my Celsius out the way because IT going ahead and swat me early, but that's all right, though. So, look, we here with Kingdom Music. So y'all already know we got music for the kingdom. We have yet another single from my brother Big Gad off his album Foolproof. Let's get right into it.
saying the idols push the flow aside. And no remembrance of the old. So treat me like I'm King David, born in the manger. You better save it. Young calisters. Use a heathen just like a baluster. No feet I can tell he don't focus. You're not a challenger. You drive slack. Credentials show you a mindset. Ancient of days. Your evolution got a timestamp. Sky champ. Don't be simplistic cause you know better. I'll pluck your feathers trying to be us. You just a tether. Yeah, we men, but our walk ain't the same. The maze different. Absolutely no squares in our circle. We shape shifting. See, a lot of people that's out here sinning, they hate living. It's all about your works, and you crazy thinking we gate giving. We make shifting, hand them a couple inches. You trying to hood the mission, we give them the circumcision. We cutting, we the best in the world. It ain't no kinda. America's a Negroes Wakanda. They praying without a mantis. Heathens be thinking this place Atlantis. They heading for the kingdom, y'all damn right is outlandish. I'm on the block, spiritual healing, trying to fill a mind. Sin looking for me, I'm hard to find like Philemon. I'm going for the gusto. Oh yeah, it's Miller time. Know his time is short. He shoot the clock trying to kill the time. Ain't nothing sweet. Check your information. 144 deep. We in formation. We long stepping and we marching in every section. Trying to box me in, flipping pages is my weapon. Sever the infection. Sinners left for aroma. You handing out some wisdom, then best believe I am owner. Man, pay your respects. We the ones he appointed. This ain't the Christian church. Don't you dare touch his anointed cat.
Bruh. My brother came with the bars. You know what I'm saying? Said, y'all trying to be us, you just a tether. If y'all watched what that movie was, Us. If y'all trying to be us, you just a tether. You get it. You get it. Look, man, we got bars for days. That's the generation we come from. We come from the generation to speak over the beat, not the beat speak over you. Anyway, that's been Officer Matt with Kingdom Music. We're about to get right back to the show. Shalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the ring, ting. Let's go.
Y'all scan that QR code while it's on the screen. Make sure y'all scan that QR code and go ahead and subscribe to IUIC New Orleans. Get it done.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Welcome back to Precept Upon Precept. Like Officer Maker said, hey, listen, when the QR code comes up, take your camera out, aim the camera, a box pops up, it forms around the QR code, it sends you to a link, take a survey. It's going to help us to grow, all the radio shows to grow, as well as, of course, the main Sabbath class. That's the one we want to push the most of all. Everyone should be doing that. Anyways, so let's go. We've been covering, pull up the thumbnail for those of some of you may be late joining us. This is the third show we've done on Esau's. The flock of Esau is divided. Farmers are striking and more. And it's a continuation because it's happening as we speak. In Spain, with a country and a capital city of 7 million people nearly. Go to video number 3, I believe it is. Number 3. So, it's not just Spain. Spain was the big news this week. It is not just Spain. Let's take a look. All right? Okay, it's a short one, right? Does this say where this is? Okay, this is still Spain. Look at, wow, this is good. Listen, this is like the other video, but they show you a bigger pan of the camera.
It's a drone shot, looks like.
Look at this.
Oh, that's somebody. Okay.
Look at this. Listen, it's that one street. If you look to maybe your 1 o'clock, okay, they go down that street. If you look about 11 o'clock, they're all up and down the streets everywhere.
Yeah.
And look, right, I didn't see that. They're burning stuff. This is major. You got to imagine a city slightly smaller than New York City. This is happening in their capital city yesterday. Can you imagine if that thing happened in New Orleans, or let's say, for example, Miami, Florida, or let's say New York? Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, Officer Matt said they're burning stuff in multiple places. So they burning stuff to the left, and when you rewind it, they was burning stuff behind. Look, multiple, 3, 4 places they're burning stuff. Look at that. See there? And then when he pans over, y'all got to see this. This is major. Why isn't this on every single news station? Why is this not being talked about? Okay? Now, go to the next one. Now we're going to show you another country.
You know what's crazy, Cap? Remember, you named Miami.
Yep.
Remember they had that thing at the Miami Mall?
Yep.
Everybody on social media was talking about it.
Aliens. Yeah. Yep.
So, like I said, Cap made mention of Miami. So, in Miami, they had that thing at the Miami Mall. Everybody gets on social media saying it was aliens and all kind of stuff. But if that was to happen here, I wonder how they would say it. Wonder what they would say. What are they going to say about European farmers in every country in Europe all coming together in one consent to go to their government in their capitals just to protest? What are they going to say? They was all, I know what it is, Cap. They was all hit in the face with pesticides.
Yeah.
The same pesticides, and they got them from Russia. So the Russian pesticides got into their systems and made them all go mad and go against their government because that's what Russians do.
They say some stupid ass stuff. That's why Tucker Carlson's getting so much heat. Tucker Carlson went to Russia and shopped in a Russian grocery store. And he was trying to show that the stereotypical mindset that the average American has about what it's like in Russia is just wrong. And to your point, the American media is so crazy. And a lot of it is because of the foods they give us and the social media and the news that they report. Many of the foods that are allowed by the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, are banned in hundreds of other countries. That's why I don't know about if y'all eat, like I like cheese every once in a while. I don't eat cheese from this country. If you can get cheese from like Holland, Switzerland, European countries, their milk from their cows it's much better for you. And the foods there, if you ever go to England, you ever go over there, you're going to find that even the portion sizes, our extra large is like 5 of their meals. Their extra large is like our medium. I ordered an extra large because we're greedy Americans. And I said, yo, why you? I went to Benji, but I said, what they give me this for? In their English, yeah, that is large. What the hell are you talking about? Because that's why they're not lardbacks in England. Because they eat better grades of food. And these farmers are trying to keep it that way. When you start doing imports and all these different cheap goods and services coming in, guess what? You're going to get a lower quality of life and a lower quality of food. And they're trying to stand on the last stand. Go to the next video.
Hey, that's how you know that the United States is living in the age of decadence.
Yep.
Because we eat so much. We're wasteful. We got shows on who can eat the most. And this, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's crazy. Them over there, they feeling the pressure of oppression from Big Brother United States. They feel it. That's why they maintaining the way that they are.
Right, and if you look at the European countries have a higher obesity rates than, say, some of the Asian countries, but the European rates of obesity are a lot less than the United States. We're the worst country by far. It's not, and by the way, Black Americans, we are probably the worst of everybody on the planet Earth. Judah, we're the worst. We love the white man's ways more than any other tribe. Number 4. It's a short one. You can't hear? Okay, sorry. Now, can you hear better? Because I was told that my volume was very low last week. Number 4, this is in Greece now. We're switching gears. So Greece is way across the other side, more to Central Europe, and it's South Central Europe, whereas Spain is all the way to the west. Look what they're doing in another country, another language, similar outcomes. Play.
People cheered in Athens as farmers paraded their tractors out of the city after a day and night of protest. At least 8,000 farmers, beekeepers, and livestock breeders joined the protests across from how you say that?
Syntagma Square.
Syntagma Square.
This is important. This is, real quick, this is in Athens, Greece. Athens, I think it may be the capital, but it's one of the largest cities. They have 8,000 farmers here, but it's not just the farmers. And it's telling you, this is perfect. Beekeepers and livestock. Because when you think of farmers, we think of vegetables. We think of rows, right? Corn and things. But you also have farmers that farm living or livestock, such as your sheep, cows, horses, and things of that nature. They are also protesting. So in addition to that, you have the transportation workers. This is going on in all the major European countries to the point where you got so if 8,000 farmers are in Athens, where are the farmers at to continue with, and by the way, right now in Greece is the beginning of their growing season. Where the hell are they at? They're protesting.
Hey, Cap, look, Greece is a lot smaller than Spain, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
But they only quoted 500 farmers in the city. But here in Greece, a country a lot smaller, they got 8,000 farmers, beekeepers.
Right.
Come on now.
And that's why they let you think with their control numbers. And that's what we also talked about last week. The the American Caucasians said, the 650,000 Ukrainians migrated to Poland. Well, the Chinese guy last week said that we're 9 million Ukrainians that went to Poland. So again, you have to really be mindful of what people are telling you, okay? Play on.
Protesting against higher costs and taxes, environmental rules, and cheap import competition.
Now, I want you to look at the word environmental rules because, Gabe, we're going to go to, in a minute, about the green plan. Get that ready. These environmental rules have its origin in the United States. And it started during the Obama administration. Really started to push that. Play on.
Similar.
Hey, look at him. Look at him. He's got to add fuel. He's got a diesel can.
Damn.
Okay, that's probably a tractor close to 100 horsepower there. Okay, and he is at idle, whatever he's doing, he's got to add fuel. So what the hell do you think if it took him 100 miles to get there? How much is he spending? He's got to have fuel with him just to keep the doggone thing going. This is major. These people are risking their livelihoods to demonstrate and protest because they know if they do not take a stand now, they're going to go under.
And they don't want to return home empty-handed or feeling like they didn't accomplish anything.
Exactly. 90. Where you see that at? Okay. So that's a 90 horsepower. That thing could be between $6,000 and like $100,000, depending on what it, and look, that's an older one. The one in the back looks a little newer, okay? So, and that's a small tractor, and that's almost 90 horsepower. Okay, play on.
Similar demonstrations have taken place across Europe.
Mm-hmm. We're just showing you that's happening all over. That's it. Go to... Remember, there were actually, you know what? Let's go to number 5. If you can get it in the queue, we'll go to 5, and then we're going to go to it said about the environmental rules. I want to show you what they're talking about. Okay. So, where is this? Poland? Okay. So remember before how we talked last week that the Polish farmers were stopping truckloads of cargo, mainly crops, from going from the Ukraine to Poland. Now they're taking it to the next level. Look what they're doing. Play. What's that? What's going on there? Wait a minute. They're on a train and they're dumping grain out on the train tracks. Dang. Interesting. Play on. So this happened. This is actually the 20th. So that's what?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. This is Medka, Poland. And if I want you to pull up a map of Poland, I bet you Medka is on the border. I bet you that's a border area because they're stopping Ukrainian grains from entering into Poland, and they're taking and they're destroying the product.
So it's not like they're just doing it willy-nilly. They take it because they're trying to import it. And the farmers of that country are like, hold on, so you're going to bypass me to go to them? Mm-hmm. No, we hijacking their stuff, and we're going to spill it everywhere. That, boy.
So the title of the video is Polish Farmers Block Railroad in Protest Against Ukrainian Grain Imports. So that's exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
Damn. Okay? Play on. We almost done, y'all. Look at the cops. What do you think they're going to do? The 12, 15 of them, they got hundreds and hundreds of these people there. Yep. Okay? And they're standing on the damn train. What are the cops going to really do? They can hope to contain, right?
And like that sign said in that other video or that picture,
right?
No farm, no food, no future.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. And like I said, that's what we read Revelation 17. What is going to cause the 10 horns to hate the whore? This right here, okay? Can you pull the map? I want to see Mediaka. I think I said that correctly. Pull up the map of Poland. You don't have it yet? Not a problem. Not a problem. Look, while we wait, can we play the rest of this video while we wait? Okay. Oh, real quick. They're not dumping their own Polish grains. They're dumping the Ukrainian grains that are coming over. And by the way, the Polish government is getting the Ukrainian grains for much cheaper than they're going to pay their own Polish farmers. So they're being slapped in the face by their own government.
Now, wait. Didn't they say that the Ukraine was the breadbasket of the world when the war first started?
Facts.
So if they the breadbasket of the world, meaning they probably had all of the grains that was necessary for the world, why is it such a big deal now that they're importing? It should have been important, right?
I'm telling you, y'all got to see it. This last show, this farmland has been, the Ukrainian farmland in that area is some of the best in the world. And last week they said it has been the subject of wars in boundaries for over 1,000 years. So if you look at that, oh, there you go. Look, see that? So Mediaka is right on the border. So those farmers are going to the border, and they're literally where the trains cross from the Ukraine. They're stopping it, despite the authorities being there, and they're dumping the friggin' grain on the tracks. Y'all got to see this. Can you imagine that happening in the U.S. where trains come from Canada and the U.S. citizens were just breaking the cargo apart, dumping? That would be all over the world. This is really going on right now. Okay?
And it's not like they hijacking and taking it. They just spilling it everywhere so it's not usable. That's a statement.
They know it's war. So that was it. We're just showing you that. Go to Czechoslovakia, and then we're going to go to the regulations from the Green Initiative. Czechoslovakia. Pull up the map of Europe when you get a chance. I want to show you that it is all over Europe. Okay? Prague is a huge city in Czechoslovakia. We'll get the map of Czechoslovakia and we'll play the video. Oh, this is actually a article. Excuse me. Let's read it.
Tractors roll into downtown Prague as Czech farmers join protest.
So Czech is short for Czechoslovakia. Okay. Do me a favor. I know you're getting a map of, you got the map of Poland. I want you to get a map of Czechoslovakia in Prague's population. Again, these are major cities that this is happening in. Prague, I think it's Prague. I said it wrong. Prague is an international city, all right? Y'all got to see it. Why do we keep showing? All right, I just threw a curveball on them. I understand. Give me Revelation chapter. I'm sorry, not Revelation. Give me Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14, verse 2. I'm sorry. Verse 1 and then jump. Verse 1 and then jump.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Yes, sir.
And will yet choose Israel.
So the whole chapter is about mercy on Jacob and how he's going to have mercy. Read on.
And set them in their own land.
Because right now we're not in our own land. You see what's happening with Israel and the Israeli Jewish Caucasians at odds in oppressing the Palestinian Arab. Read on.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Now jump down to verse. I don't want 12. Wait a minute while we get some time. Verse 4. Verse 4.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Now remember we read in Revelation about mystery. The mother of harlots, Babylon the Great. This is the same Babylon. John the Revelator lived at a different time than Isaiah, but both of the prophets are seeing similar things. That's why we go precept upon precept. This is a similar outcome. Read on.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Wait a minute, because the mother of the great harlot, remember the other nations were going to take up an issue with them. We read in Revelation 17 how the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. This is the same thing. Read on.
And say, how had the oppressor ceased?
The oppressor is the one that the kings of the earth were committing fornication with in Revelation 17. Read on.
How had the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Remember, it was the golden cup in her hand, the golden city. This is how you know John was an Israelite. He was a prophet. Isaiah was an Israelite. He was a prophet. The Lord deals with Israelite men. He gives them the understanding. Okay, Amos told the prophets of Israel, Muhammad wasn't a prophet. Okay, Buddha wasn't a prophet. The Israelites, your forefathers, my forefathers were the prophets. Otherwise, how could a man who lived hundreds of years before John see a similar thing? Describe the overall thing the same way, but in a different time period. Right. This is how we know the Lord dealing with our people. Read on.
The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Now, let's go down to verse, oh gosh, you got it? Okay, we're going to come back to that. You got the stuff? We're almost done, y'all. We got 10 minutes. Okay, so Prague. Okay, read that.
Prague population 2024, 1,328,000. The current metro area population of Prague in 2024 is 1,328,000.
Okay, that's 1 million people, 1,000,003. That's a substantial city. That's the size of probably, top 20 American cities. A lot of people. New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans is about 1 million people.
Right.
Smaller. New Orleans is New Orleans is about 500,000, barely.
And New Orleans is the biggest city in Louisiana. Yeah. So Prague is larger than New Orleans, Louisiana. Look at Prague And that's the country. Remember, Poland is to the north, Germany, Austria, all the countries around it, every single one of them are all protesting. And it actually shares a border with the Ukraine. Very interesting. So Prague is actually all the way to the west, closer to Germany, right? Play on, if you have the video still. That was it? With the article. It was routers, right? It was the article. Downtime.
Tractors roll into downtown Prague as Czech farmers join protests. Prague, February 19th, Reuters. Hundreds of Czech farmers drove their tractors into downtown Prague on Monday.
Again, hundreds. So what is that, 2,300? Is that 300? So the point is that they're coming out in masses and they have tractors just like they did in Spain, just like they did in Poland, just like they did in every major country in Europe. Read on.
Several hundred whistling and jeering protesters gathered outside the agriculture ministry yelling, "Shame," and "Resign."
Hey, read it again, bro. Hold it. Read it again.
Several hundred whistling and jeering protesters gathered outside the agriculture ministry yelling, "Shame," and "Resign."
Okay, very good. I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to the top. Hundreds of Czech farmers drove their tractors into downtown Prague on Monday. So Monday was a couple of days ago, disrupting traffic outside the agriculture ministry. These are national office. National offices in Prague. Go ahead.
As they join protests against high energy costs, stifling bureaucracy, and the European Union's Green Deal.
Perfect segue, because Gabe has it loaded and locked. This is the problem with every protest in Prague, in Poland, in Spain, in Germany, in Finland, in the UK, in Ireland. It's this new Green Deal policy. So we did a little research. Pull up what I put down. Very good. So this is Wikipedia, but I got something better than that too. I don't just have Wikipedia. Right? Let's read this.
Green New Deal for the 2008 UK report.
So this is actually, hold up. I'm talking too fast. Thinking too fast. This is where the Green Deal originated. This was the United States of America. So Europe based theirs upon this. Now this is going back to 2008 when guess what? Who was in office? Barack Hussein Obama.
Yep.
Okay. So now let's go scroll down.
Green New Deal, G&D. Proposals call for public policy to address climate change along with achieving other social aims like job creation, economic growth, and reducing economic inequality. The name refers back to the New Deal, a set of reforms and public work projects undertaken by President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Right, and after the Great Depression, it was the New Deal, and it was supposed to reform the United States, give jobs, infrastructure, and things of that nature. So the Green New Deal is basically an offshoot of Roosevelt's approach. Now, scroll down. Since the early 2000s.
Since the early 2000s, and especially since 2018, other proposals for a Green New Deal had arisen both in the United States and internationally.
No, it started in the United States, and everybody else that's aligned with America, according to Revelation 17, the kings of the earth, they are going to follow what the U.S. creates in their Green Deal. Okay, read on.
The first U.S. politician to run on a Green New Deal platform was Howie Hawkins of the Green Party when he ran for governor of New York in 2010.
They used to have this Green Party. I've never even heard of them since 15 years ago. Read on.
Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein ran on a Green New Deal platform in 2012 and 2016.
Scroll down. Now, wait a minute, real quick. Scroll down. I know. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. A little bit more, a little bit more. It goes into the regulation, the year. It's by 2030, by 2050, and it gives some standards. Scroll down, scroll down. Let's do this. European Union.
Scroll.
No.
European Union.
Okay, here we go.
Main article, European Green Deal. On continental Europe, the European Spring Coalition campaigned under the banner of a Green New Deal for the 2019 EU election. In December 2019, the newly elected European Commission under von der Leyen presented a set of policy proposals under the name European Green Deal.
So everything we talked about when it comes to the agricultural restrictions, all of the things that they're is this here. So what is this European Green Deal? What is the thing that is going to make people drive in these huge diesel guzzling tractors to come from all over their countries, to risk their livelihood, to waste their money, to demonstrate, to burn tires, to dump manure, to do all these things to stop the imports of grain from another country? Well, it's this right here. Read.
Compared to the United States plan.
Wait, why would it say compared to the U.S. plan? Because it is based off of the U.S. plan very, very clearly. It shows you that Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. How many military bases do all of the European countries combined have? It's not a fraction of what the U.S. has. All the countries together, France, Germany, if you add up all their military bases, they can't get a fraction of what the United States has alone. They are the kings of the earth that have committed fornication with the United States of America. They will follow the United States of America. Read on.
Compared to the United States plan, it is less ambitious decarbonization timeline with an aim of carbon neutrality in 2050.
So 2050 is 26 years away. Well, guess what? We read in the beginning of the show, the vast majority of all farming equipment, to include tractors and other processors, use diesel. Part of carbon neutrality is electric vehicles. This is a problem. And Trump's like, first thing I'm going to do, we're going to drill, baby, drill, meaning drill for more natural gas and oil. That's what he's trying to do. There's a war. These Edomites are divided, man. They're divided. And this is what's setting everything off, is these policies. Read on.
The policy proposal involves every sector in the economy and the option of a border adjustment mechanism. A carbon tariff is on the table to prevent carbon leakage from outside countries.
Right. Scroll down.
A pilot program for a 4-day...
In interest of time, I want to see where they give you standards. Right there. European, July 2021. Read that. And then
in July of 2021, the European Commission released its Fit for 55 legislation package, which contains important guidelines for the future of the automotive industry.
Why is that important? You're hearing all of Elon Musk is saying, you know how he talks, I implore all of you investors to invest in the lithium ion business. He's telling people why. If they change the laws, what are people going to have to do? They're going to have to buy electric cars, electric tractors, and all that. Trump makes a joke about the tanks. He says, yeah, okay, so what are we going to do? Biden, corrupt Joe, wants us to drive our tanks in the battle. At least when we get there, we won't be able to go any further, but at least we'll be giving them clean air. He makes all these jokes because these Edomites in this country know if these policies pass, listen, they're going to have problems. And these folks in Europe and these Americans, they're going against their governments. They're going against their governments. Look what we see right now. All right, it's dry. Play on. Read on.
According to European Commission for Climate Action, which contains important guidelines for the future of automotive industry.
Yes.
All new cars on the European market must be zero-emission vehicles from 2035.
So that means by 2035, that I think I'm reading this correctly, all production cars starting in 2035 are going to be electric only. That means if you got 11 more years, right? Where you can get combustion engines. Think about if I just, in 2024, I buy a tractor for $200,000, right? I have all my outfits for my field and my livestock and my agriculture are diesel. You're telling me in 11 years, I got to get rid of all that stuff to buy your electric vehicles?
Which is going to cost more.
Which is going to cost more. Think about that. Y'all, listen, this is why y'all got to get out of the mindset of the mindless, numbing crap that this country feeds you. It's ridiculous. And they want to keep you asleep. They want to keep you uninformed.
Hey, but Cap, how much control would the government actually have over the equipment if everything was electric? It's easy to hack into something that's electric.
Yep.
You can't hack into a diesel.
No.
You can't shut down a diesel. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
If everything was electric, like today, didn't everybody's AT&T start going out?
Yep.
Well, how easy is it for to send an EMP wave or something like that to affect the electronic things that are in the area?
So there was a movie in the 80s called Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
Yes.
And they sent would you say it was an
EMP?
EMP.
And everything stopped. Remember that movie?
Yep.
When I was a kid. I'm like, whoa, you were scared from that. So to your point, Officer Matt, if they had all electric vehicles, and now Mikhail's getting these crazy graphics using AI, all this real life. AI, which is artificial intelligence. In that movie, I, Robot, they showed you that. The movie Total Recall, they showed you what was coming. In the movie Iron Man with Tony Stark, and they show you the hologram and the computer. All that's here. In order to create a movie where you can make it look real, then you have to think about it.
Yep.
You have to have a prototype. These things are coming. So if they move to electronic tanks and cars and this and that, they can control. All these new cars now, they don't have a CD player. They don't have anything. It's a whole integrated system that your phone hooks up to and everything. That OnStar is a thing of the past. Everything's all electronic now. Okay, and go ahead. Yes.
There's a movie called Leave the World Behind that was executive produced by Obama for whatever that is. But in this movie, it was three-wave attack. They disrupted communication, meaning everybody's cell phone went out.
Damn.
All the Tesla cars, electronic cars, crashed into each other. Oof. And then they cut off the food supplies.
So, and if you think about it, if all of these small farms and these medium-sized farms cannot do business anymore, right? There's a void. There's a vacuum that's going to be created. There's going to be major corporations and other people that can afford these things are going to step in. Now when you have control, like for example, capitalism is the pursuit of individual wealth. In a free market economy, and competition is good. If you have a monopoly where you have one company or two that control the whole industry, they set and control the market. That's dangerous. And that's what these farmers realize. They're going to rise up. This is why the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. These are all white folks, the house of Esau. They're divided right now, y'all. Biden is an Edomite. The Republicans are Edomites under Trump. They are like this right now. This country is on the brink. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Well, they had it happen in a couple years ago. The Edomites rushed the Capitol and stormed the Capitol and killed a couple of these white security guards, by the way. Okay, they did rebel. It's happening now. We're Matthew 24. We are roars and rumors of wars. That's how you know we're living in the last times. So look, we hope that we informed you. We didn't get to everything. Check out the new Green Deal. All this issue about carbon reduction, about green vehicles, this is happening. Isn't it kind of strange, though, how you blow up the Nord Stream pipeline? That makes fossil fuel cheap for Europe. If fossil fuel goes up, you make a couple of years uncomfortable, and now everything's electric. You don't need as much fossil fuel. Everything is planned, it is designed, it is calculated, and they're so powerful. Biden threatened to blow up it did it, and nobody can hold them accountable. Nobody can do nothing to this man.
Right.
Look, thank you, Officer Gabe. That goes just like we said. Look at Finland. Look at Estonia. That's the pipeline. It goes right into Rostock, Germany, which that's why Germany's the most highest economy, because from that German port, that's where the oil goes to all of Europe. Why do you think Germany was so doggone went into the recession? You take away that, Russia's cut off. Remember, they sanctioned Russia. Now you have to get your fuel from somewhere else. In less than 2 years, all of the things you see, strikes and the farmers protesting, and the transportation and the teachers union, all these is a result of this right here.
Yep.
So y'all got to see it. We're living in the last days.
And remember, they said that they have backup plans in place.
Yeah.
They have backup plans for the Nord Stream. They blew it up, but if Germany goes with it, then they're going to be in a very, very bad state when it comes to the rest of the EU and the United States, because they're going to go against Big Brother. That's why they all need together. That's why the 10 horns need each other to go against the whore.
Right.
And that's a fact, because when you get France, Germany, they have strong militaries. They're weak one by themselves, but all of them together, fighting together, they're going to come together. So look, we're precept upon precept. Stick around. We're going to go to the Larback attack, and then we're going to take it away. Shalom.
Yeah, you can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it. Yeah, you can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it. Yeah, you can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in.
Shalom, Israel. Hey, Most High and Christ bless. I'm going to start with a serious undertone. Obesity, whether it's classified as morbid obesity or being overweight, is a mental and a medical disorder that greatly affects the 12 tribes of Israel, in particular, Black Americans who make up the tribe of Judah. We are the worst of the tribes. But we have to be the first of the tribes to overcome and show our people that we can overcome our disorders. So we're going to get into some scriptures, and I've got some videos, and I challenge all. By the way, shout out to Big Red, Urion, and Fatimaya. Y'all brothers know who you are. We got men right now that are sick and tired of being 150 pounds or being 160 pounds, being 164 pounds overweight, and they're going to do something about it. What is it? You got to eat less frequently. You got to control your hormones of insulin, okay? And you do that by less frequent eating. 1 meal a day. Some brothers do 1 meal every other day. You cut out the processed foods, the carbs, and the sugars, and you eat primarily plant-based with high, healthy fats. You got to get permission from your doctor first, right? For you lardbacks out there, you're going to blame me. Read.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31 and verse 16.
Yep.
Eat as it becometh a man those things which are set before thee.
I really, really love this scripture because it proves to God shows you through Sirach that there is a literal step to eating or steps to eating. Read it again.
Eat as it becometh a man.
Come on.
Those things which are set before thee.
The subject is eating. The delivery is those things that are set before thee. Again, either you go to a restaurant and order it yourself and the waitress or waiter sets it before you, or you had your wife cook it, or you cooked it. Meaning you as a man control everything about your food that goes in front of you. Unless, now if you're in the military, there's a little bit different. You're going to eat what they give you. Or if you're in jail, there's a little bit different. But for most of us who are in a situation where we live in these countries where we can choose what to eat, it is your responsibility to control what is set before you. Read it again.
Eat as it becometh a man.
Yes, sir.
Those things which are set before thee.
Come on.
And devour not.
So you lardbacks that are 100 pounds or more overweight, you have devoured for many, many years. Shame on you. We didn't have this problem in the 1920s with black people. You have taken on the ways. Obesity is a white problem. It is a white privileged problem. In which you black people, because of the depression that you rightly have gone through, what we have gone through, from being covertly attacked through racism, overtly attacked through racism, discriminated against, given a short end of the stick, being asked to pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you don't got boots to pull it up, to be the victim of apartheid, racial apartheid, and much, much more. We understand we got something to be depressed about. We know that. But if we can control our health, it helps us to deal with the stress better. You think if I'm 300 pounds, I weigh about 2 bills. If I'm 300 pounds, how you think I'm going to deal with the daily stress I got to deal with? It's going to be harder. So if you can control your health, it will help you as a black person in America, as a Hispanic, as an Israelite, let me say that, help you to cope with the stress. The stresses of your life are not going away. So why would you not control your health? Sirach 30:25, we'll go to our videos.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
So do me a favor, Malik. I want you to find a part that says, health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Verse 15.
Watch this.
Health and a good estate of body are above all gold.
Read it again.
Health and good estate of body.
So the Most High separate health and good estate of body. So your health is controlled by what? It is controlled by what you eat. Okay, most of the things you struggle, you can control through your diet. But it also said a good estate of body. Without good health, your body's not in a good estate. Meaning your health controls the estate of your body. Meaning if you're a lard ass, that's your fault because of the things that you're doing for your health or not doing for your health. Read it again.
Health and good estate of body.
Every once in a while, there's somebody that will go in the comment section, or I'll hear a comment, and it'll be just like this. You know, why don't you just leave them alone? They already know that they're fat. Well, if somebody had been a thorn in your fat, lard-ass side, maybe you wouldn't have got another 100 pounds overweight. They should have got on your ass when you were 20 pounds overweight, let alone 120 pounds overweight. So we're not going to stop lard back. Read on.
Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
So hold up. You know, gold is considered one of the top metals. So the Lord's saying your health and your estate of body are above all gold. So if you had billions of dollars worth of gold, Donald Trump type of money, okay, Bill Gates, okay, Zuckerberg type of money, and you had all that stacked, a whole giant backyard full of gold bars, the Lord said that your health is better than that. That's what God said. Read it again.
Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Above all gold. I'll read on.
And a strong body.
And you're not getting no strong body without adhering to God's laws and precepts on health. Not just thou shalt not eat the swine. That's very important. Okay? But if you're eating the beef and the goat and all the other stuff and you're 180 pounds overweight, you're still a glutton, lard ass. Read on.
And a strong body above infinite wealth.
Now, I like that because they work together. In order to get a strong body, you have to deal with the health. So infinite wealth, I love the movie Goonies. Y'all got to see it. In the movie Goonies, Chunk and them and the weird Asian kid with all the inventions, they slid down the slide through the well, the Goonies, right? And they got to the hidden treasure ship. And when you remember, I think I was like 8 years old, something like that. And you saw that ship. And they had all type of emeralds and diamonds and rubies and crowns. It was trillions of dollars worth of riches. The Lord said, your health and good estate of body are above infinite wealth. So you know that, but you still keep doing that to yourself. Some of you don't believe, man. You know when you really going to believe? when your fat ass is in the hospital hooked up to IV tubes because you just had your second stroke or your third heart attack, and you got a stent, which is a metal tube that they cut into your, and I keep trying to tell y'all, man, hey, when this stuff happens to you, I'm not going to see you in the hospital. I'm not, can you come in? I'm not anointing you with olive oil in the hospital, lard ass. I'm trying to help you now. And it's not just me. We got a bunch of lard acts that are raising up all over the nation. Lard backs lost 150 pounds, 130 pounds, and they're going out and they're infecting lard asses with their success. And that's a good thing. Read on.
There is no riches above a sound body.
Man, there's no riches above a sound body. That sound body is your health, okay, and a strong body that comes through health. And that's why some scriptures talk about physical exercise profit little, because there is profit in working out. It's not negated. There's some value to it. Now, that's the serious side. Last couple minutes, we're on track. We're going to go to, we started at 9:41. Go to the videos. Now, I like this brother. When you get a chance, y'all check him out. I also like the Edomite Dr. Berg. This guy's named Dr. Bobby Price. I guess he used to sell drugs, whatever the case may be. Now he wears a shirt that says food is medicine. If you go to his channel, he's a holistic doctor. He's basically kind of like a cross between a raw vegan and a vegetarian. He has a tropical fruit farm in which he grows like soursop. He grows all type of fruits and vegetables, and he eats it and he practices. So I got this timestamp for all of us, so we ain't got to watch everything. Play.
And blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective. And today will be no different. Today, I'm going to share with you a miracle recipe. As you can see, I'm in the kitchen. Okay. And I always tell you guys, our kitchen is our medicine cabinet. Now, if we start to go in our
pause. So in the interest of time, God said that. Sirach 38 verse, don't get it. Sirach 38 verse 4, it says, the Lord maketh medicines out of the ground. He that is wise will not abhor them. Now here's a brother. He's Israel. I don't think you know he is Israel. He is saying biblical things. Our food, our kitchen, it can be either our medicine cabinet or our poison cabinet. Play.
Look around and we're not finding foods that come from the ground, then you need to start tossing those foods out, okay? And so what I'm going to share with you today is a miracle recipe, and what makes it a miracle is not only is this recipe good at fighting off dis-ease, it is actually really good at preventing dis-ease as well too. And here's the other really beautiful thing about the recipe. There's only 3 ingredients with an optional 4th ingredient. Okay, now I'll go ahead and tell you, it could be a little bit difficult finding these ingredients, and maybe we can help you out at iHeartFruitBox.com. As you guys know, I own a tropical fruit farm, and on that tropical fruit farm, we grow things that do not typically grow anywhere here in the U.S., and it's mostly tropical fruit like soursop, mamey, mangoes, bananas.
So pause real quick. So there are parts of the U.S. like southern Florida, the very, very bottom of the boot of Louisiana, the bottom of Texas, parts of southern Arizona and southern California. They can grow some tropical fruits. Now, this brother is a doctor, okay? And we need to get this guy a flyer because he says a lot of things that are in the Bible. He just might not know it, but I'm just showing you get a chance. I'm encouraging all of you brothers and sisters to follow a guy like this. Now, this is what we need. We need somebody in Israel to get this. Well, we're trying. I'm trying to do it now with y'all and give you connections to guys and doctors online that can help you with meal plans and things like that. But the baseline to everything that we go into is the Bible. That's why we start with the Bible. Now, play on.
Bananas, kamito, sapodilla, a.k.a. naseberry.
Just a time stop. I got another video, I believe. Now, don't show the fat lard back yet. I want the educational one. Yes, I'm very crude. I've been told that before. Now, you don't want to hear from a white doctor. I got a Chinese doctor. Now, the Chinese doctor is going to talk about the 4 classifications of carbohydrates. You always hear me say, by the way, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor at all. But I studied enough doctors to know at least to point your fat lard asses in the right direction. So there's 4 types of carbs, and this Chinese doctor really does a good job of categorizing it. And you lardbacks should only eat 1 type of carb, you big fat burger to lard asses. Read, play.
So I break them down into 4 categories. There's refined carbohydrates, there's unrefined carbohydrates, which are starchy, and there's unrefined carbohydrates that are more fibrous, and then I use a separate category for fruit.
Stop. If you look at number 1, a refined carbohydrate is something like a Pop-Tart, a Twinkie, and other boxed processed foods. You lard asses, and all of us for that matter, should not be eating that. An unrefined starchy carb, lard asses don't need to eat that. Those are your potatoes, your yuccas, your sweet potatoes, your yams, other starchy carbohydrate. You lard asses, even though it's from the ground, you don't need to eat that because it's carbs, and it has sugars in it. Unrefined carbs that are fibrous, that's the carb that you lard asses need to eat. Those are Brussels sprouts, kale, broccoli, arugula, okay? What else? Help me out, some other ones. Oh, gosh. Basically, vegetable matter that is going to be on salads and things like that. Then the other carb that you fatback, lard, whale, beluga-gutted lard asses can have is certain types of fruit. And these are an avocado, which is actually not a sweet fruit. It's a fruit that's more custardy, right? An avocado is very, very low carbohydrate, high healthy fat. And the berry family for fatback lard bears, like strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. Those are very low on the glycemic index of fruit. Now, if you think what I'm saying is not true, go watch a white doctor. That will pretty much seal the deal, because then you'll believe it. So this Chinese guy is telling us, I think he might be Chinese or maybe he's not. Maybe he's a Malaysian, I don't know. But these are the categories. All you need to eat is 3 and 4, and 4, the only fruits are berry family and avocados, lard asses. You can watch this guy later. He's got some good information. Watch him. Watch Dr. Bobby Price. Now, interest of time, I want to laugh at least a little bit. I was perusing through the internet, when all of a sudden a lardback appeared on my feed, and I couldn't stop laughing because I am very impressed with the structural engineering of this particular moto vehicle. Can we cue that? Yes. Now pause. I just want to point out, I don't believe that this is in America. I believe that this is an international lardback. And furthermore, this is not a morbidly obese. This is a severely, excellently morbidly obese lard ass. He's a plus 500 pounder. Again, let us look at the rear axle. Look at the rear shock of that, and look at the relationship to his seat, to his actual body. Very impressive. Probably made of high tolerance stainless steel of great tank capacity. They probably built tanks with it. Play. I do believe this may be a Korea. That's it. Play it again, damn it. Everyone wants to go home. I get it. Look at the lard back. I just want to share with you that a lot of you in this country get to that level because you have no discipline, and you need to come back to the scriptures, and you need to have control over what you eat. So with that, brothers and sisters, diabetes can be avoided, diabetes 2, insulin resistance, strokes, heart attacks, and other diseases can be avoided if you control your diet. So we went over about 5 minutes. I'm Captain Shem with the Larvac attack. Lose the weight. Shalom.
Yeah, you can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved.
Hey, look, take your time, take your phones out now, scan the QR code, and rate the show. Let the IT team know how much they suck. Or if they don't suck, let them know. Take your time, do it now, scan the QR code. Hey, look, y'all got to give alms. Y'all got to give alms. Give alms to your local school by dropping it in the alms box, or you can go to your local school's email address via PayPal. If y'all want to donate to IUIC New Orleans and help Precept Upon Precept become a better show, y'all can do so via PayPal at iuic.neworleans@israelunite.org. Also, give to the Booster Club. Y'all know the Booster Club funded that trip to Rome, right? Give to the Booster Club. You can do so at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org so we can reach the four corners of the earth, bringing this truth to our people. And shout out to the new school in India that was done with the Booster Club fundraiser. Hey, look, make sure y'all donate to the Land Fund. Y'all tired of having Esau all in y'all business, all in the background of the Passover videos? Donate to the Land Fund. You can do so via PayPal at israel@israelunite.org. And don't forget to label it land.
Hey, all praises to the Most High. Appreciate you sticking around. We know it's about almost 1 o'clock in the Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. Share our Precept Upon Precept. Like, share, subscribe. Take out your phones. If you didn't do already with the QR code, can we plug that one more time? It's important to scan that code. Why? To rate us. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? Help us out. Not just our show, all the shows, all the classes that do have a QR code. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers. We're about to breach 25 soon. Thank you for helping us. It's been a long journey. And we know that the late show, a lot of people don't watch. So we're dependent on you to share this show. So when people during the day, they can check it out. Why? Because we cover politics, different parts of the country. Some people call it geopolitical. It's something that you're not going to see in mainstream. So that's what we do here. With that, we're Precept Upon Precept. I'm Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Malachi.
All right. In a long-winded late night tone, we say
Shalom.
Judah blood. I see. Look, I see matches in the kingdom. I see hunters slaying demons. I see fire on this earth coming down like Hiroshima. I see prophets rising up, prophesying scriptures cut. I see Christ, he coming back, and he black, he look like us. I see